Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and welcome to another episode of my career here on EA Sports PGA Tour. If you missed the last episode, make sure you go check it out, but we started the official only Canadian stop for the Canadian on our tour at the Alberta Open out at Banff Springs, and it's a scorer's paradise. I mean, we talked about it a little bit in the last episode, but basically Banff plays very scoreable when there's low wind, which we have the third round, as you can see right here, is another low wind round. So scoring is going to be in abundance. There's going to be a lot of birdies out there. We're currently tied for first. We finished the first two rounds both at 7 under par for a total of 14 under par. So you can just see what the scoring is. And there was probably about 10 guys within 3 or 4 shots. So a lot of low scoring. You can see Patrick Cantley is already off to a hot start. He birdied number 1. So he's through 1 and he's birdied. But for us, we chipped in for an eagle on the par 5 18th in the final hole of yesterday's video. So we go in today with a really good little bit of mojo going. This is, like I said, our only Canadian stop on tour in this game. So we're trying to win this one. We're actually trying to do our best, play our best. It'll be our 5th PGA Tour win at home in Canada, and we're in the beautiful mountains here in Banff, Alberta for the beautiful tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. Again, I got to thank you all for all the love and support. Make sure you guys do click that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. Click the notification bell. We are about. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a. I'm gonna turn this down. I just want to give you guys a little bit of a quick side note aside from this game. So I started posting YouTube videos pretty much daily about a month and a half, 2 months ago, because I just got tired of streaming on Twitch mostly. I'm kind of fed up with Twitch, to be honest with you guys. And YouTube is a little less friendly for newer people. So because my schedule is kind of all over the place, I decided it's easier for me to record a video and schedule it to be released. So I started doing that when this game came out. We've been recording videos for years now. We would usually live stream, then condense it and put it on YouTube. But going into this game, I had about 98 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube was secondary to me. It wasn't something I really cared about. Since this game came out, we are now at, I believe at the time of this recording, we're about 440 subscribers. We are about 14 subscribers away from surpassing the number that I ever had while live streaming on Twitch or Mixer. If you combine Twitch and Mixer, it was well over 1,000. But on Twitch, I believe when I stopped streaming, I had about 454. Again, I got to make this clear. Numbers don't define this. I don't look at, I don't care about numbers. Obviously, the numbers are there, but I don't do it to try and get subscribers. I do it because I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun, and you guys seem to like it. And I like building a community with you guys. But the fact that in a month and a half, just about 2 months now, I've gained 440 subscribers is mind-blowing. You guys are crazy. The TikTok has millions of views. YouTube is approaching, I think, 200,000 views. You guys are nuts. I appreciate it. It just makes me want to keep making videos. And like I said, June is going to be super busy for videos. There's going to be, I hope you guys like different content, because Formula 1 games coming out, and we have 3 playlists, I believe, 3 playlists scheduled for that. So I'm going to be grinding my butt off for you guys. So I appreciate all the love and support. If you guys do enjoy it, make sure you guys click that subscribe button, because like I said, the only thing I care about is that you guys are enjoying it. And if you click that button, it just shows me that you like it. And it also shows that, there is 80% of you guys are watching videos and not subscribing. So if you're here and you're enjoying it, click that. Let's grow the community together and have some fun. But right now, let's turn our focus back into the game. Round 3 kicks off here with a good drive on number 1. And just like that, we are off here at the Alberta Open, pretty much the Canada Open in my eyes. They don't have the RBC Canadian Open, unfortunately, which is just down the road from where I live. I might actually be going to it.
Down on the course, let's check in.
That's a lie. I think it's already over. Either way,
left to the hole.
RBC Heritage is right down the road, or not Heritage, Classic, Canadian Classics just down the road. So anyway, we got a 56. Okay, we got 111 yards. We got wind in our face. So I actually think I'm going to club up here to 52. We did that in the first 2 rounds very successfully, just clubbing up once, letting the wind, stop it a little bit, and then having it snap back. So this should follow suit.
Just a bit too much heat, going to end up just beyond the flag.
Yeah, so Nota Begay not quite seeing what I was seeing. That's exactly what we were doing in the first 2 rounds. That's exactly what we need to kick off our round. We're excited. The Canadian fans are excited.
9 feet remaining here
Like I
for
said, this is
birdie.
a very scoreable course. So if you're playing well, if you've got, you know, the driver and the flat stick, everything working in tandem, you can go out here and shoot.
That's a good putt. It's a
10 under
birdie
par is
here
not
at
unreasonable
one.
in every single round. As long as the
moves
wind
to
stays out of this
15
valley,
under.
I gotta think Banff Springs is one of the most scoreable courses.
Frank, it's always
I
nice
talked
to
about, I
begin
think,
around
the
with a little
Florida,
variety. We
the
had a
fake
relatively
tournament they
short
had, the
par
Florida
four
Classic and
opening
the
hole, and now
Florida
a
Florida
par three
Open
to
at
back it
the
up.
Fantasy Course Wetlands. That reminds me a little bit about this scoring conditions. Obviously, two very different looking courses, but they both kind of play the same way. They're both very gettable. If you're in the fairway, you have a chance of making a birdie. If you're not in the fairway, that's when things get a little bit more complicated. But here we go, 7-iron, 187. We have, it's basically right on the number. It is uphill. I think I'm going to keep the 7-iron. There's a little bit of wind up there. Hopefully the wind will take it out. I kind of tooled my bag just before I came on. We had been using the same clubs and everything for a long time. Ooh, this needs to sit. It should. It's soft out there. Yeah, beautiful. A little bit left and
that one's
short,
dancing.
but not bad. But basically, we stay with TaylorMade. We just got the
Boy, this could be
PM7Bs
a
now
tough one right
for
here, Frank.
the 6-iron
It's a very
down.
long
We
putt,
kept the
Rich.
same clubs
Obviously,
for
it's
the
difficult,
longer
but he
ones.
still has a
I put a
shot to sink this
3-iron in the
one today.
bag instead of the 4-iron, so trying to give myself a little bit more distance because I don't use the 4-iron a lot. Get myself a new putter grip. We got some new shafts and stuff. Obviously, I said if you watch my review of this new season, they added a whole bunch of new shafts and grips. So I was like, you know what? I bought a whole bunch of them. We might as well.
Yes, can't ask for a better start to a
We might as
round
well
than
start
this.
using them and
Back-to-back
seeing what they are. So we got
birdies
bright
at
red
one
driver
and
shafts for the
two
TaylorMade Stealths.
to
We got
16
some
under
black
par.
shafts for the irons and things now. Or, sorry, for the
Frank,
wedges.
Plenty of scoring opportunities in the early
I think I put them on. Maybe I didn't put them on the wedges yet.
Par
But...
five, the third hole, and it's only 520
All right, well, we're
yards.
up to another par 5, and we're off and running at 200 par. So
the first 3 holes, Rich. This par 5 bending
this
to
is
the
one of
right,
those
very
tournaments
reachable.
where
Just
you
keep,
hope that
tee
the
shot
AI
nice and
can
high
just
off
keep
the tee,
up,
let it carry
because
as far as possible.
if you saw the first video, you saw that there was multiple guys. I think somebody shot 8 under par on the first day, and then multiple people shot 7 and 6 under par with me. I shot 7 on both days. I just hope that the AI keeps up, because this is the part of the game where I think the way they've coded the AI can struggle. Usually what I see happen in my career now. You guys playing this game might see differently.
Second shot here on the par 5 third at Banff Springs.
Even though the
Let me just
green's
focus on
protected
this
by bunkers
shot.
on the
We're going
left,
for it,
everything
ladies
sort
and
of
gentlemen.
kicks
Par
from the
5.
players right to the left, so you can land that ball in that right section of the green, allow it to
I've
feed
hit it
towards
well.
the
I don't
flag.
know if this is the right number. I mean, I'll tell you what. I feel absolutely dialed. It's just going to run off the back, but we should have a pretty easy putt or a chip. But basically what I've found in my career is the first 2 rounds, there's really low scores, and there's a whole bunch of guys that compete. And for whatever reason, moving day, so round 3, they kind of just... I don't know what they do with the code, but it almost feels like they kind of over-tune it. I think I'm going to chip this one. It's a little bit longer of a putt than I would have liked. That's in the hole.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he had to be thinking
Oh,
about
we're going
making
low
that
today, ladies
kind
and
of
gentlemen.
challenge.
For
He
some reason, I'm
possesses
feeling
good
really
hands.
good.
Beautiful
But yeah,
shot
for whatever
right
reason,
there.
round
That
3, you
is
see
an
like
eagle.
kind of stupid scores, and then round
Frank, when you
4,
play Banff,
they
you
like
get
will shoot
some of these
unrealistic
wow
scores. So they'll
moments
shoot
where
like
you stand on the
58s and
tee and you say,
57s and 59s,
look
and
at
it's
This
like,
is
okay,
one-
they would
this
never
is one
do
of
that.
them,
They would
Rich.
never
The-
falter
the
that
elevation
hard
change from tee
on
to
a
green
Saturday
is
and then
quite dramatic.
shoot the course
Consequently,
record.
you're gonna have to club down
Speaking
on
of course
at least
record, we
2
are now
clubs
4 under
shorter
par
than
through
what that
3.
yardage says on the
But
card.
we are starting to get to that meat and bones. Got a club down here, which we've done. It's going to go a little left to right. You can see the new club in our hand here. It's going to require a good shot. It's going to be difficult to land this one on the green. Severe elevation change. Definitely needed to club down. Oh, you know what? I needed to club down a second time. This might get some rollback because of the height on it. Not too bad. It tried to come back down off that slope.
That's
It just...
gonna be on the putting
It's a little bit more of a
surface, and
flat
birdie
green
looks
as opposed
straight
to
ahead.
just a huge bank.
We
You
welcome
can
in
see right here, it
Iona
has a
Steven.
little bit of
This,
downhill at the
a
start.
putt for birdie.
Right to
There's
left.
a fairly significant slope to take into account here. In terms of the break, it is going to move a hair from right to left, so 2 key things
Ooh,
to
I
focus
crushed
on.
that, so way more downhill than I
Just a slow
thought.
bit. Okay,
So
that's
birdie
still gonna
and,
be a
well, I
good
guess
4
birdie
feet,
eagle
though,
streak
coming back.
ends after 3 holes, but we need this. Still a little bit of work here to do down the hill. Don't want to crush this. There we go.
That's
Got it in for the
It
par.
is a good par
4
here
under
at
here to
number
start
4.
our day.
He's going to
And like I said, I was coming into this tournament ahead of the U.S. Open with full intention of winning this. This is my only home course.
Back on the tee here at Banff Springs, 5th hole, 424-yard par.
Might as well just try and put on a good show for you guys. I mean, if it's a scoreable course and we're getting the wind, I don't care what the AI does. If I can shoot a low score out there, we're going to shoot a low score. So here we go. Big rip here.
You can take that second bunker, the one on the left side, out of play with that tee
Oop,
shot.
a little bit of an underswing, but it should end up okay. Yep, beautifully down the left side. Got a decent little run out, probably 295, 293. Got another wedge there. You can see that beautiful new Project X bright red shaft goes very nicely
Front
with.
right hole location as he prepares his second to the par 4.
Goes very nicely with the Stealth 2 driver. Do I like a P wedge here? I feel like a 52 is going to snap back, and if that's only going to the flag, that's not enough to get past the flag. But 142 jump, there is helping wind. You know what? Go with your gut. I'm going with a P wedge. If it's long, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to take a little bit off this, though. Just a smidge. Come on, wind. Hold it. Hold it. No. So, unfortunately, that was kind of one of those in-between shots where my 52 only goes about 125 if I hit it completely flush. And then my P wedge goes at softest without taking too much off, like a stock is about a 140 shot. So, unfortunately, 5-mile-per-hour winds just isn't quite enough as we pick a perfect shot to about 2 feet 10 inches.
Just fine. Had a pretty good run at that.
A little bit of a weird facial animation on that one, but here we go. Back up the hill, slight left to right, get our par, move on to the next hole. That one actually didn't move at all. So remain at 4 under. We head to the par 4-6, followed by a par 5-7. So definitely some scoreable opportunities coming. The par 3s are surprisingly very difficult out there.
Reasonably short at
373. So I mean, in longer winds or stronger winds, you can obviously have the opportunity to go for this. But I'm going to club down to my hybrid like I did in the first 2 days. Give ourselves a full wedge in so we can spin it back, especially well. I mean, the greens are just so receptive out here. There's no point in not utilizing what's been working, which is, although that's a little bit longer than I wanted, but this should be a perfect pitching wedge. An absolute perfect pitching wedge, aiming at that one little dead tree with no leaves on it. Wind should kick it a little bit more to the left, maybe a little bit more left of that. It needed to go a hair. Yep, I just need to give it a little bit more juice. That's still a great shot there. 13 feet, 5 inches up the hill for a birdie. It should be pretty straight. And actually saying it's a little down the hill. I feel like this initial part is actually going to snap the ball, but it will try and go a little bit more to the right at the end. There you go. Dropped in another birdie. 5 under on the front 9 here, ladies and gentlemen.
For a birdie. He moves to 19.
Got my orange bubbly, not a sponsor, but delicious. As you see, Connors, the other Canadian. The Canadians are out in force. He is now in second place, tied with Patrick Cantley, who kind of stalled out. Made a bogey early, and then that's what I'm talking about, moving to end. I'm willing to bet tomorrow he drops like an 8 or 9 under. That's just the way this game works. It's so odd. It's also why we, a couple tournaments ago, decided to disable the AI partner. Again, if we're in a major and we're in contention, we're going to play with an AI because it does add a little bit of a pressure, but it's so unrealistic their scoring that it kind of takes away from the video, in my opinion. And I saw some of your comments and stuff.
Puts forth his second to the par 5.
Club down to a hybrid here. Just need to get to the front. Hit it okay. Oh, it's actually a lot longer than I thought it was. But not a bad shot there. We should be able to pitch this one back on 50 yards to the back pin location there.
Really good position here on the par 5.
Back pin location, need to have a good pitch shot here. It's probably a full 60-degree pitch. Ooh, that got a really aggressive bounce. That was a little weird. Granted that the flag was above my feet by quite a bit. It was like 3 feet uphill. I'm really surprised that got as aggressive as a bump as it did. Here we go, down the hill, left to right. Yep. Putting is feeling good. Putting is feeling good. This might be the lowest tournament you're ever going to see.
Under par.
Yeah, the AI just unfortunately is not keeping up, which is really dumb. I will say it. I think it is a little silly the way they've kind of tuned the tournaments for these guys.
If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that.
Ooh, slow, very slow.
Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Yeah. To be honest, I think that tee box is a little deceiving because I noticed as I was swinging that flag said it was uphill, which from back there it looked like it was downhill. But I mean, I think you just got to trust that it's a little bit of a deceiving. This looks like a dead straight putt. This green is just so. This is in the hole.
Look out! Oh wow, that is some kind of putt. Perfect.
7 under already through 8. This is a little carried away. This is a little ridiculous.
21 under par.
But I've said it in the last video. If you can get it in the fairway when there's no wind, you have a chance to go low because the greens are very, very straightforward and they're very straight. They are not that hilly.
Just avoid the right side. Something down the left
Par
side
5.
Open up
Keep
the
it up.
second shot.
Why can't we go 10 under par today? I don't see any reason why not. For all you people that are saying, turn it on simulation.
Right now. Coming off 3
Other
birdies
than
in a row.
putting
Here's
grid,
another solid
other than putting
tee-shot as
grid,
well.
or sorry, putting beads. If you actually turn it to simulation in this game, which is kind of funny, I've done the online tournaments. The simulation mode for those online tournaments actually don't seem like simulation to me. They keep the putting grid on. They turn off putting beads. What else did they do? They did something else that I found really funny, and I was like, that doesn't seem like full simulation. For me, the only thing I'm not doing that would constitute is this. If I took off this swing arc, which I might even do it after this round because I don't even use it, really. Just that and the putting beads. That's the only two things I have that aren't. I mean, this is silly at this point.
What a good shot that
This is silly at this point.
Par 5. Remember, made eagle earlier in the
All right, well, we got a down the hill putt for an eagle here on hole 8 to get to 9 under par on the front 9.
But talk about aggression in these par 5s. Way to stand up there.
This is almost comedically easy right now. I said it. I said it when we picked this tournament that we were going to go low. We're 9 under par through 9. But there are some tricky holes on the back 9.
218-yard par 3.
It's very easy.
I don't know. Everything just feels so dialed in right now. We've given ourselves opportunities too, just hitting good shots.
Work against the natural shape of the hole. If anything, a nice high draw.
Here we go. Good 5-iron here. Keep this one. Do I want to hit? Nah, you know what? I like the shot I just set up for. This looks good as well. It's going to be a little bit long. Yeah, that one's hard to stop. A 5-iron coming from that speed. That's there. You go. I mean, it's a tricky par 3.
Well, that one didn't work out.
There are tricky holes out here, but if you give yourself,
but didn't sit.
Yeah, it was never going to stop.
Just need to pitch this one back into this hill and let it ride towards the cup. Oh, I crushed it. Sit, 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 sit. It should still be a pretty straight putt. Again, that's the thing about these greens out here is they're flat as ever. Look at this. Barely any movement. Slightly down the hill. Right to left. This is for par now. So tricky par 3 to kick off the back 9. We will drip in our par though.
It's a par here at the 10.
That is a front 9 to absolutely remember. Wild scenes out here.
On the tee here at the 11th hole, 417-yard par 4. Is this?
I just don't understand why guys that do well in the first 2 days can't do well in all 4 days. That's the part of the AI that is very confusing to me. Because you play 2K and I'm not saying that they need to shoot crazy scores all 4 days, but Patrick Cantley is now outside the top 3, which means he is bogeyed. He is playing bogey golf at the moment, over par for the day, after he shot 14 under in the first 2 rounds. Just does that. This is arguably the easiest scoring day that I've played. How is it that the AI just goes completely the opposite way and then picks it back up?
Fine tee shot.
it's what I was talking about. Like, I feel like it picks a number that they want the AI to get to and kind of fabricates the rest. And I don't know if I enjoy that. I think 60 is the right play here, but it's going to be a full 60. It's going a little bit more right. That wind's a little strong. Ah, I need to land that a foot short. That wind got strong. That might be up to like 5 to 7 mile per hour wind now.
Now this for another birdie.
Yeah, this one's not easy though. It's going left to right, but then right to left. So I don't think there's a lot of break to it. I'm gonna aim just on the left side.
Makeable opportunities.
Oh, it tried to. It tried rolling back. Another good putt there though. But even that, I mean, that's like one of the most aggressive breaks you'll see in this game, and it wasn't even that bad. It's back up the hill, slight left to right.
Okay, well done.
But you know what? We need this confidence. We need this tournament to go well. This is our only prep between the PGA Championship and the US Open that we chose. And I've watched so many people play the US Open coming out of this tournament or coming out of Liberty National, the one we skipped. I think, can't remember who I was watching. Somebody that I watch on YouTube. Who was it? Wasn't Apex Sound. Somebody else basically did what I'm doing here. Had an unbelievable performance, but I think it was at Liberty. I think they skipped this one. And then they went into the US Open, and I don't even know if they made the cut. Like, that's just how hard the US Open plays. So I'm really looking forward to next week. It's going to take every bit of our best game.
This one,
especially now that we're playing on, you're not going to find this. You're not going to find wide fairways. You're not going to find forgiving rough. You're not going to find flat greens. You're going to be way the hell back at the tournament tees with tournament conditions, tournament wind. It's going to be challenging, and I'm looking forward to having a run at our first ever. Do we need to club down here? I think so. We need to win a major this year. That's the new goal. If we don't, that's fine. But I would love to actually, we've had 2 second places. If we can clean up a couple issues, we need to club up again. We need to keep that club. That's so weird. So the hole before, we had almost the same yardage, and I clubbed up. Or I kept the club, sorry. And the wind sent it over, landed on the fringe, and didn't roll back. So this time I said, you know what, let's take the same wind into account. I'll club down. And it doesn't even get to the ball doesn't even land near the flag stick.
Getting this close.
Now we got a big up the hill. This might be too aggressive, but right now, I mean, birdies are a luxury at this point because we are sitting so well. And I just didn't even have enough pace on that. Pretty good putt, though.
Much more on that putt.
Top this one in for another par. So back nine does play a little bit longer and a little bit harder. There's some tough par threes, a couple longer par fours that you really have to be pinpoint precision accurate. But all the scoring comes from that front nine, and boy, oh boy, did we deliver. But this is what I mean. There is nobody doing what they did in the first 2 rounds. Corey Connor had a great score, but he didn't do that in the first 2 rounds.
It is, but that green
I had 6 guys at 10 under par or better, and none of them have made birdies today. It's just, I hate to keep harping on the same thing, but it's a little frustrating to me that is the reality of what we have to deal with the AI. But nonetheless, doesn't really dampen my spirits. We came in this playing well. We came in this to win this. Who cares? Shooting. Wow, even that is long. Everything is just going so long on this back nine because you're coming back into the mountain. The wind is behind us right now. So everything is just playing a smidge difficult.
Well, and he's had great conversion on putts like this. Even when he's not close to the hole, he's left himself with very makeable opportunities.
That's a good putt. Oh my gosh, it just didn't move. A little fast too.
Leave about 3 feet.
The whole way that camera started to zoom, and I'm like, that's in the cup. Really not giving myself great looks at it. I know Rich, or who was that? Nota Big said he leaves himself with really good looks. I don't know about really good looks. The front nine, we left ourselves with like inside 10 feet on almost every putt. On the back nine here, it's a little weird.
Will test you all the way up to that green.
Beautiful hole here. Probably my favorite on the course, or one of them. You're coming back into the mountain with that beautiful resort clubhouse.
So the best access is actually
Banff Springs is just such a phenomenal place. I mean, there's some hidden gems in Canada, and I feel like I don't even think this is a hidden gem. It's just a beautiful one. If you guys get a chance to go to Alberta, Banff Springs National Park, boy, I tell ya. Lake Louise has that like turquoise blue water. in the mountains when it's snowy. It's crazy. It's
turning out to be a wonderful
Canada
Saturday
is
of golf here, and this
some very
another
beautiful
fine
places,
tee
and it
shot.
really does. I mean, so does the world. Like, there's
Zeroing
beautiful
in on this
places.
second shot here
See,
at the
this
par
is what I
4
don't
14.
understand here, though.
Keep
What
the
do I
second
play?
shot a little right of the flag here, the
139,
general
that's
contours,
basically
keep
where
a
my
little
pitching
left
wedge,
here,
pitching
away
wedge
from the
goes,
bunkers on the
140.
right.
But we have wind
Would
at
be
our
the
back,
ideal
about
shot
5 to
in
7
here.
mile per hour, I'm guessing. We'll still say 5. Behind us, pushing the ball slightly to the left from behind. So in my opinion, I need to club down. But if I club down, that's about a 130 shot I can hit max with this. If the wind doesn't grab it, it's coming off the front of the green. So I think we got to stay with a very light pitching wedge. I'll put some high little fade on this. Take a smidge off of it. And hope that we still get that same snapback. Oh my gosh, it almost rolled in the freaking hole. It almost one-hopped into the
Always
hole.
knew that was going to be a good
Well,
shot
that's
when
it.
left
That's
the
a beautiful
bunkers.
hole.
Just
Can't do
89
much better than
feet.
that.
Excellent
Or a shot, not a hole. Now we just got to slide up the hill, left to right. Very simple putt. This one should drop for our first birdie on the back 9. There you go, baby.
That's how you play this 14.
It took us 5 holes, but we are now 10 under par on round 3. I mean, if you would have told me that I would have been shooting this well and none of the guys that were right there with me were even close, then I probably said that you were a liar. But
is 475 yards.
this is one of those tournaments where you kind of think, well, maybe I should be playing on the hardest of the hardest difficulty. But for me, it's just not fun. I know that sounds weird.
More run out of the tee shot if you did that.
I like the competitive nature of this. Is not a difficult tournament. I gotta stress that this is a tournament that you can and should score at, with that bar none. This is a tournament that if you go in here and you're not severely under par as a winner, you've done something wrong. However, these in-between tournaments we've talked about in previous videos, I don't want to say they're not important, because they're obviously important tournaments. This is my home tournament. They just don't have that competitive feel that the majors have, that Riviera has, that, you know, all of the, like, the players, all those bigger named courses have. And I think there's some fine-tuning that they need to do to make it a little bit more competitive. Again, they could tweak, you know, the rough and everything around here, or add more wind, add weather. Those are things that could certainly help. This is scorer's paradise. Ooh, that snapped back more than I thought with the pitching wedge. Good shot again.
Oh, that's not too bad. Good
it just
shot.
kind of takes away
Inside
from that
20 feet,
competitiveness
I would
that you
imagine.
want
So
in these
good
videos.
chance,
So
really. Outside chance,
hopefully, weather, they got to add weather. They got to add weather. Oh!
Not quite online.
That didn't come back at all. But again, I don't want to take away from the fact that we're playing well. We're hitting it where we need to hit. This is a super easy course to score at. It really, really is. I've played this course probably the most out of any course in this game, other than maybe Augusta. So it is what it is, but I know some of you folks talk about, like, you should be playing on simulation, true simulation, nothing on every single weekend, and I respect that, and, you know, we're, like I said, we're working towards that, but I do not feel like I have the most fun on true simulation in those harder difficulties, or harder courses, when there is a challenge out.
Way to the left.
What a patron's assist. Thank you. Give him a signed ball and a little signed glove.
A good break got him here.
I just want to play the way that I want to have fun, but I also want them to recognize that they need to add some new elements to the game to keep these. Again, I use the word lesser. They're not lesser tournaments, but that's the only way I can describe them. Lesser, like, this is not a tournament course. It really isn't when you think about it. Like, it's a pretty short course. It's got basic greens. It's got paradise of fairways and flat greens.
Like it's gonna get even better. Just a
and we're out here
shot.
shooting the course record on near simulation difficulties. So it is what it is. The reason I keep talking about it is I just don't want you guys thinking that I run away with every tournament, because you can look at my past VODs and know that's not true. But I mean, when you got what, an 11, okay, yeah, still an 11-shot lead on round 3. There's a combination of things as to why that's happening. Right now, I'm just playing on basically what feels like easy mode with this course. So it's a little weird.
So maybe just a little.
I was, like I said, I would have skipped this, but I felt like it would have been weird going straight from the PGA Championship to the US Open. Usually you play one round. Because I'm Canadian, we decided on this, but
wonderful Saturday
it's a little easy right now.
This, another fine tee shot.
Just playing well. I mean, I can't really be too critical.
83, 84 yards. See if he can play that 2-check skipper and get it to stop.
This needs to go. This is going to snap off the front. I should have clubbed up. I knew I should have clubbed up. It was a finesse shot. So there you go. There's a missed shot. But such flat greens that we got a legit chance to chip this one in too. Oh, I mishit it. I slightly mishit it. Underswing, 3.6%.
All the elements of his game have been in sync today. A terrific shot right there.
It's all about getting it inside that
3-foot
circle around the hole.
One more hole. It's a par 5. Let's see what we can do. We eagled this one yesterday. So Keegan Bradley finishes the day, I believe, at 1 under par was his final score. This is coming from a guy who shot, I think, an 8 and then a 5 under par. How does he go from shooting 8 on arguably more difficult scoring condition? I believe it was 7-mile-per-hour winds, 5 to 7 mile on day 1. How do you go from that to shooting so many bogeys on an arguably... I'm going to stop time bet it. Good tee-ball here. Don't worry, guys. If you guys think this is unrealistic or a breeze, I'm with you on this one. This is a little carried away. More so the fact that nobody is out here competing with me. That's the part that seems unrealistic. There's probably more birdies I'm making than a real person at this course could make. Although if you look up Banff Springs, it's a pretty friendly scores course. Don't worry. The next 2 videos are going to be the US Open, and I've talked about it pretty much since we started our major tournaments. That tournament has the possibility of being the most difficult course and challenge in this entire game. And when I say that it's going to play difficult, it's going to play difficult. I can't wait for it. I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's going to be so different than what we're doing right now. Oh, I crushed it. Oh, I crushed it. Why did I hit so hard? I took some... That was a mess up. That was a 60 degree, right? Weird. To finish off an...
Yeah, that's a good putt.
That is an unbelievable round. I believe that is a 59. That is our first career 59, I believe, in the PGA Tour season. 12 under par. But you got to look at the leaderboard, and it's like... Oh, Keegan Bradley. Wait, what? Oh, Keegan Bradley finished 14 under. Patrick Cantley was the one that I was looking at. So that's what I mean. So Keegan Bradley shoots 4 under. That's pretty on par. He would have been 10 under par through 2, shoots 4 under. Corey Connors had a 7 under round. But guys that were with, like, up there, like, if I go, like, why is Keith Mitchell, who is there with us near the top after day 1? There's just so much inconsistencies with their golfers that when I have a round where I shoot a 59, like, I just played my shoes off and it just felt phony almost. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I try to always stress that, like, rounds like this can happen and this is a very scoreable hole or course, but it almost feels a little weird when, you know, the rest of the field's not doing it. And now, I mean, look at this though. These are not tournament conditions. That's one. I got to preface this with, this is not tournament conditions. EA Sports needs to tweak these lesser tournaments to match what you would find at the courses I listed before. Because right now, we're basically a 90 overall rated golfer playing on, you know, nearly... I'm not going to go back because right now the game's lagging, but... nearly simulation conditions aside from 2 options from what they consider simulation, like 3 options from being fully no help at all. I don't want to have to play on true simulation every single round, but I also don't want to have to switch it back and forth. How can EA make it so these lesser tournaments feel more like a PGA qualified championship?
For the FedEx Cup.
because I talked about it. Like, they have all these filler tournaments. This is a filler tournament. I don't think there's an Alberta Open. It's the RBC that we talked about. So this is a fake tournament.
All these golfers face.
The Florida was a fake tournament. All these tournaments they add in, they pick a course, but it feels like they don't adjust them to be tournament mode conditions. Because if this was a true tournament, I'm sure the groundskeeper would make sure that it was way more firm. There would be farther back tees. You know what I mean? Like, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should we just, going forward, skip all these easier ones? Just because, like, I don't want to say it's a waste of, you know, videos. But at the same time, like, especially once we get into our second and third PGA Tour career, let me know in the comments down below if you guys want to see all of these tournaments that, you know, this is my home tournament. It makes sense that I'm here. But if it's also a fake tournament, it just replaces the RBC Canadian Open.
Do just fine.
If it does it make sense to play them if it's just this runaway event? Because what I'm gathering, in my opinion, maybe you guys can just agree with this. Maybe that's the way we do this. Do you agree that on tournaments where we aren't real PGA licensed tournaments and they're these fake ones, do you think we just skip them? Whoa, I crushed this ball. God damn. What just happened there?
Good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in.
That was one club. We've done that every day. Yeah, that was weird. I must have just killed that ball more than I thought. But I think that's my new proposal for, you know, going forward as well into season 2, is I might just skip all these tournaments that aren't true PGA championships, because it does feel like you run away with them. It just does. I mean, it seems like the AI are playing on that tournament level, and we're playing on easy mode.
Well done. That is in for a par.
I mean, we're sitting at 26 under par, and we have 17 holes left at this course, so a little silly, but who knows? Maybe one of these guys can go on one of those course-setting records and somehow challenge us.
This one's surrounded by bunkers, but certainly one of the shorter par 3s. So,
but let's get it. I mean, we're in it. We decided to play it. Let's play it. Let's try and win it. No harm in trying to, like, not play well just to make an entertaining or a more entertaining, you know, high-pressure video. We're playing well. We shot a 59. That's my first career 59. It just doesn't feel like a true 59, you know what I mean? But
you take those all day
at least
long.
we're giving the Canadian fans something to cheer about. We got a down the hill putt here. Pin placements are a little bit more tricky today, which is good to see. Can the flat stick continue its hot ride? Misread that one, so that may have been the biggest snap of a putt, a biggest breaking putt we've seen all week. There you go, another par. So definitely
that's going to keep this large lead right where it is.
Definitely not starting off as quick as we did to the other. Keegan Bradley, this is what I'm talking about. I bet you Keegan Bradley drops another 8-9 under par. It's just the way they program these AIs, man.
You're exactly right. Chance here for birdie or eagle too. This is one of those holes.
But do you guys remember, anytime this happens, do you guys remember back in the day with the old Tiger Woods games, where you would be playing and you'd be somewhere near the top of the leaderboard, and all of a sudden, you know, with like 5 holes remaining, Tiger Woods' name just comes out of nowhere and he shoots perfect golf for the day. That's what this reminds me of. It's like they had their flagship in Tiger Woods, and then you would see him nowhere on the leaderboard all week, and then all of a sudden on the final day it's just like, and then he'd win the tournament. It's like, oh, it's Tiger Woods' game. It makes sense. That's what this reminds me of. It picks somebody. It goes, you're the new Tiger Woods, and you're gonna shoot a course record here. That was a bad shot. Now I'm getting a little sloppy with my play. But again, it's just one of those things where I don't feel like I need to be laser focused ahead by 10 shots.
Very ambitious.
Well, maybe more than 10 shots. That was a really good round. Like, don't get me wrong, I played that. Holy pitches! What's going on today? Did they hear me 2 minutes ago talking about how slow this was and that they could speed it up? And did they pour concrete on this grass or freeze it overnight? These feel lightning quick. What the heck? They hot patched it mid-round. Woo!
That is
there we go.
Well judged, straight into the cup. It's
there we go, baby.
Here at number 3. And that's going to move him to 27 under par.
27 under par.
Well,
What?
look at this hole, Frank. A par
Oh yeah,
three,
what I was just saying 2 seconds ago before that putt or that chip went a mile by the cup was I played that extremely well. Like, I don't want to take away from the fact that I just had an unbelievably well putt round, well executed. It's just when you don't have the competition around you, and it. I gotta see where this wind is. Yeah, the wind is.
Now from the bunker.
How does my ball go to the left like that? All right, well, maybe I talked too soon, and now I'm gonna have a. I can't even see. I guess we're gonna have to use this view. I love that view, actually. It's just hard to. It's hard to use it, but I do love that view.
Ah, very nicely done. Nearly made it for birdie, but par will not be a problem from there. Okay,
All right, another par, 1 under
finished
through
off
4,
with some
27
par
under
here
for the tournament.
He'll remain at 27 under.
16 under for Keegan Bradley. That means
Well,
he's
again,
about
Frank, we get
what?
that good mix of holes here. We've had
What did
a
he
couple of
finish
par
at? I don't
threes,
remember.
a
Was it
short
14
par
under?
5 and that opening par 4.
So he's a couple under par here to start the day.
424-yard par 4.
The first bunker on the right, not really in play for the good
I feel like he's
players,
not going
so
as
just be a little
fast as I
cognizant of that one on the left
as
side,
I would have thought.
depending on what club you want to hit off the tee. Ideally, that line is the
That's
third
okay. A
bunker,
nice
the one in the
relaxing
distance.
video
It's a
between the
good
two
line off
majors.
the
I
tee,
mean,
yeah.
if you watch the PGA Championship, the first video was like beyond stressful,
Beautiful
and we
tempo to
were
that swing, and this is gonna
below
wind
the
up
cut line
squarely in
when
the
we
fairway.
ended our second day, and the rest of the field went out and bogeyed hard for us to even
Second
make
shot
it.
coming up. Let's bring
And
in
then we
Iona
thankfully
Stevens.
pieced together a
We're
good
looking
third
at
round,
138
and it
yards
somehow was
left,
enough
and
to
that's paying
secure
well.
us
It's back left today.
that second place finish. So I can only imagine that the conditions to get into the weekend at the US Open are going to rival that or be worse. And that's another bad shot there. So definitely not clean here on day 4,
Not
but
super close, but safely on the green.
Well, Iona's had a good look. Now this for birdie.
Well, they often say it's the toughest putt in golf. There's not a lot to it. I think you can take dead aim.
I think we both misread it because that's going right. Wow. So myself and Iona Stevens both thought that was a dead straight putt. It was dead straight yesterday. It was a little bit of movement today. There you go.
That's good putt. It is a
Another
par,
par,
here at the
but
fifth.
keeping it
And
steady,
he'll
Freddie.
remain
I'd love to have a
right
bogey-free
where he
round.
is.
That'd be nice. Okay, so maybe Keegan doesn't have that
The
magic
sixth
coating
here
in
at
him
Capellix
yet.
is a good little hole, isn't it?
Because
It is very
normally when they
tempting,
have one of
very
those,
easy to
the
sort of,
numbers
stand
are
up there
going
and
up a
wail
lot
away the
quicker
drive
than
and
that.
get caught. This is a generous fairway. You could hit any club down there. And you're
Ladies and
not
gentlemen, I
gonna
got
have
a
problem
golf
with the second
week
shot. So it's just
booked
trying
here
to
coming
find
up.
a yardage that
Third
you're
week of
comfortable
June.
with.
Got a buddy coming up. We're gonna go. We're gonna go to a couple golf courses. He took some time off work. I took some time off work. Basically, gonna have about 3 days full of golf. And I'm really excited about it. So there's a place in Ajax, if you know Ontario at all. So a couple of, basically, you know, like less than an hour, 40 minutes away from Toronto, there's a course called Deer Creek. Absolutely sensational course. Played it there once. We're hoping we're going to get a tee time there. It is a
Good aggressive
phenomenal
tee shot,
golf course.
pretty close to the
Hoping to
narrow
play
end of
that.
green. Awkward, whether
Then
you
one
try
of the
and hit a
days,
little pitch and
not
run
quite sure
or
where we're
try
gonna-
and hit a lofted wedge and sort of pitch that ball a little
That just
closer
plugged.
to the hole.
Damn. Everything seems long today. What am I doing differently? I feel like I have such a mental note of all of these holes and I'm just butchering them. And then we hit the lip. Nice.
I think they'll be
But then we're going to go to
fairly
a
pleased
golf
with that, Frank. What do you
simulator
think?
slash
I certainly
bar.
do. It was
Not quite
so
sure. There's a
good.
couple around here where you can go and you have a couple drinks and golf simulator. So
Safely in for par
plan
here
is
at
to
the
play a
sixth.
round, do
He'll
that,
stay
play another
right
round,
where he
then have a
is.
good weekend at our other buddies' barbecue patio. So should be a good weekend. We got another
The
couple
second
rounds
par
planned
five
for
on this
before that
opening
as well.
nine,
So
Frank, this is a
should be
pretty
lots of
long
golf
hole,
stories, a lot of
602
IRL
yards.
golf stories. I'll try and take a
What's
couple
called
clips
hoodoo.
and pictures and
Means bad
stuff
luck,
so you guys
actually,
can
so
see.
you don't really wanna
Obviously,
be
I
thinking
don't
about that on this
I don't
tee
do
shot.
live
602
IRL.
yards if you
I'm not a
bat
good
one
enough
off the tee.
golfer or confident enough
Well,
in
you
front of
might
the
have
camera
bad
to
luck.
do that. But definitely show you guys some scorecards
This
and things
one
like
starting
that.
at that
I'm
left
hoping,
side.
like I talked about it a little bit. I hope you don't mind me talking over the
That
gameplay
you'll
right now
do
because
just
this is
fine.
kind of just smooth sailing till the end. But I talked about my goal last year was to break 80. So that just shows you the kind of numbers that I typically put up. I'm usually, for the last couple of years, I've been right around 80 on almost every single round. So it got to the point where, like, I think 2 seasons ago during the height of COVID, when I was living back home, I went with my buddy about twice a week, 2 to 3 times a week golfing. It was the most I've ever golfed.
Yeah, it did well. Just
And
to advance the ball
I got
far
so
down the
consistent
fairway.
at hitting
Yeah,
close
a
to
fairly
80
straightforward third
that
shot.
that was my, basically that was my handicap, was on most of the courses we play are 72. So I was about 8 to maybe 10 handicap, which isn't, you know, great, but it's also not terrible. And then last year, you know, I had all my new clubs, I had everything, and I said my goal this year is purely to break 80. I don't care about, I didn't care about consistency. I didn't care about anything like that. I said there's going to be days that I have it and days that I don't. Days that I have it, I want to take advantage of, and I want to shoot for the stars and focus all my energy into just breaking. And I did it twice. I did it twice. I broke. My first time I broke it, I shot a 79, and it was for a putt. I had 2 putts. I was going into 18. It was a par 3, and I got the ball on the green, but a long way from the cup, and I needed to 2-putt it for the par to get 79. And my first putt went to about a foot, and I tell you, that tap in for even just a 79, I was so goddamn nervous. It was insane. But we did it. And then shortly later that year, I technically broke it 3 times because I shot 78 twice last year. So I broke it 3 times, if you want to say. It's just the same score.
Straight at it.
It's a really good line.
This year, since I've broken that, I would love to keep that trend of the 70s down. My goal this year is to have that every single time. If I can be a 78, 79 golfer every single time, take 2 strokes off what I was the year before, that's what I want. So that's my goal this year, is to be as consistent as possible by the end. What was that hop? That's an uphill putt. No way I hit it that hard. Wow, that pop out was actually nutty. Damn, that was crazy. But that's my goal, is just to get to a point where, you know, 2 years ago I was about an 80. I would love to be a 78, even 1 stroke, 79 every single time I go out golfing. So now I went golfing a week ago, and it was pouring rain, and it was the hardest golf I've ever played in my entire life. First round of the year, that doesn't count. I don't care what any of you say. That was entertaining, to say the least.
Something down the left side is going to open up the
Looking forward to that golf weekend. And kicking off a brand new year, and with some new goals in mind.
Well, you can't walk out and drop it any better than that.
We'll see how that all goes. I'll keep you guys updated. And then in terms of content, we're obviously going to keep grinding this out. I think I'll put this on my community page closer to the time, but starting around June 15th, we have a brand new multiple series that I talked about for Formula 1. That is one of my favorite sports right now, is watching Formula 1. Another great shot here. 9 foot putt here for an eagle. Down the hill, pretty severely down the hill at the start. But I love the last game. If they only patched it, it would.
That stings when that's for eagle.
Can't believe that didn't turn. But we're going to be playing the new one, and I'm very hopeful that they've addressed a lot of the issues they had in the last game from early play testing. It looks like it's going to be good. So we have the My Career mode on that as well, and we have the new career mode, Point Break, that we're going to be playing.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo.
I think there might be a special third one in there, but that might require too much time, so we'll see. But my plan is to get season 1 of this done before then, which, you know, we have about 10 weeks left. I think it's definitely not 10 real weeks, 10 weeks in the PGA season. So I think it's definitely doable.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I will just post that the videos for this game will not be as frequent while we're doing that. So we'll probably switch to 1 or 2 videos a week as opposed to 1 every other day, which we're currently doing for this game. that just gives us more time to, you know, if you saw my Formula One videos last time, they require a ton of editing. Like it's my most produced videos. These golf videos, I literally turn on the recording and just go. There's no editing. It's raw. I like this style for this type of game. For most sports games, that's the style I would do. Less cuts. Oh, sits it.
Not bad. Had to put a
less cuts, more raw footage, more talking, just chatting, kind of shooting the shit. Videos like that. For Formula One, I want it like a Formula One broadcast, and I'm really excited for this new season.
Safely in.
So it does require some editing. So this will be season 2 of this game. Will probably be a lot more sporadic, once or twice a week. You'll still be getting them, so if you still really love the golf videos, don't worry, they're not going anywhere. It's just while that game is fresh, the new game, and that's going to be the case for any new game that I decide to play, because I am a variety content creator. I love playing all different games, and there's a whole bunch coming out this year. I feel like I've been talking a lot, but I haven't really needed to focus too much on this Corsair game right now. It's kind of just, like I said, we're almost at 30 under par. On the backstretch now, playing good golf. Really haven't made too many mistakes. Just little hiccups here and there. Nobody's challenging us, which is very odd.
Shot here at the 11th.
Just a scoring club again, Rich. This is a chance to get off to a good start on that on the homeward 9. Anytime you get sort of 8 iron,
I think
down,
this needs to
you
go.
can virtually go straight at the
This
flag
is the same
because
issue I
screen
had on
puts
this
us
hole
back towards the
yesterday.
player.
Pitching wedge would have been too much. 52 is not enough. Just I was gonna say next round, but this is round 4. I was gonna say next time I'll do a knockdown shot and just have it come at a steeper angle or a lower angle.
Still on the
Ooh, this is a tough little putt. This might be the toughest putt we've had yet. What is this bowl? That is a wild putt, man. Holy jumpins.
Okay, I'd call that an
That's actually
acceptable
crazy.
effort from that range.
But it is a nice, you know, regardless of what the outcome of this tournament is, we're shooting ridiculous scores right now.
Here at 11.
You know what? I'm still happy to make it. I think it's a nice little breather from the intensity that the majors have. And as we approach U.S. Open, as we approach the British Open, and then into playoffs are going to be very tough too.
What do you like about this hole, Frank?
Just a nice
I don't think we'll have as many of these filler tournaments anymore. I think that's, again, let me know in the comments if you made it this far. If you turned it off, for the people that did turn it off, if you ever watched this part, I fully understand. It's not the most entertaining content, but I feel like, unfortunately, that's going to be the case with these tournaments that are not true PGA championships. Because if you're looking at our schedule, the two, I'm assuming we're going to win this one, unless we have a catastrophic blow-up. I currently have 4 wins on the PGA Tour.
Dialed in now for this.
One of them came at the Florida Classic. That was our first win. And then this one will be at the Alberta Open. Both of those tournaments are not real. They are not real golf tournaments. They are fabricated to fill in for tournaments that I'm guessing they didn't have the licenses yet or didn't have the courses, whatever it might be. They are filler tournaments. My guess is that they made them just not tournament format, if that makes sense. The conditions of the fairways, conditions of the greens, things like that.
And safely
if you take those away, I really only have 2 PGA wins. So I don't think it's that unrealistic of a season, especially for a video game. Maybe you guys will disagree and you're allowed to feel that way, but this is definitely a blowout win. This is definitely the most fabricated score of them all. And we're playing on the hardest difficulty we played on up to this date, so kind of just shows you what condition this golf course is in. But again, I don't want to sound too much like a broken record.
And he'll remain right where he is.
It'd be nice to drop one more birdie to get to a nice round 30. Keegan Bradley is doing pretty well. I mean, he's 4 under par now. Unfortunately for him, it's going to take about 5 more. These last 4 or 5 holes, it's going to require me to triple bogey out, and then I still don't even know if he has a legit chance. There's our new 3-iron, and this is coming in so hot. Lands. That probably wouldn't have stopped like that.
Right, and the green can't hold it.
I'm going to do something crazy here, because why not? Let's just get a little fun with it. Hit it well. Just
With all the
needed to aim
elements
it a
of
little
this
bit
game
more
have been in
right.
sync today, a terrific shot right there.
It's all about getting it inside that 3-foot circle around the hole. That was a really nice shot.
5 more holes, 4 par 4s, followed by the beautiful par 5 final hole. 18 under for Keegan Bradley.
Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440
Just like I said,
yards
just
will
that
test you
third
all the
round
way
that
up
just
to that
doesn't
green
seem to
hole.
make sense for
certainly
AI
will.
in this
It
game.
just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left
Little
side.
weird.
But the green pitches from left to right.
Beautiful
so the best
hole.
access
Again,
is
I talk about
actually
this hole
down
every
the
time we've
right
come to
side,
it, but it's just
coming in
so
from that sort of
iconic.
right line. So don't be fooled here.
Another great drive. Driving's felt good. Again, it's so hard to miss out here. You
He
got,
just keeps motoring
100-yard wide
Another good tee
fairways.
shot right
You got
there.
flat greens. Scores paradise.
So Iona, this his second from the fairway.
130 yards left.
It's
to
nice to
flag.
have a
It's nice
feel-good
round
tournament right
number.
before arguably
Hit on
one of the
the
most
right-hand
difficult
side, so
tournaments we're going to
plenty of
have.
room
So
to the
go in the hole.
left of it.
Let's go in the hole. Oh! Great
No, I don't have
pitching
my
wedge
tape
to
measure
there.
out, But that looks like, 6-7 feet in there. But that is an excellent approach shot.
Kind of just playing quick because everything's so straightforward.
That's how you play this 14.
Everything's just so straightforward.
And stop the presses if you've heard this before.
30
He's
under
well
par,
on his
baby.
way
And then
to
Keegan
yet
Bradley
another
double
victory
bogeys the
on the
15th.
year.
Like,
Well, now the par 4s
What
begin
the
to
heck,
stretch out
man?
a little bit. The
What
15th
the heck?
here, Frank, is
I feel like one of the cheat code
475
computers
yards.
right now.
Certainly want to put your big shoes on here. Nice big slinging draw off the tee might help. Go a little further. Does go downhill considerably, so you get a little bit more run out of the tee shot if you did that.
Monster T-ball again. 311-yard carry, probably 321, 323. 142 yards back in there. I'm
Frank,
not
this
going to club
second
down
shot
because
to
I
the
did
par
that
4
yesterday and we
15th
made the
is
mistake.
what you might call a professional's shot. Explain why.
Oh, but I hit it
There's always an
hard.
advantage
This
if-
might need
if
to
a better
sit.
player can shape a shot. So you have a long second
Yeah.
shot. But just the way this green is, notice there's
Flew a
slightly
little
better
bit
entry
too
from
too
the left
powerful
side.
there.
So the better player would try and hit a little fade in there. That's what might appear. That might appear the
Trying to
safest
just
shot coming
play
in.
a
but
little
it's gonna
bit
actually
quicker
give you
here
the
just to
best
add in this
chance of
one,
hitting it
'cause
close.
without anybody
zero
really
run on the
challenging
middle
us,
shot, sometimes it
it's kind of
bash it
just
away
a-
over that right bunker,
As
but
sad as
it's
I want to
not
admit it,
really
it's
the
kind
way
of
in
just
which
a
that
dead
hole's
tournament at
designed.
this point. It's just
5
practice
feet
now, but
left.
it's not even really practice for the U.S. Open when it's going to be night and day different conditions. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've told you guys at the very beginning of this whole career that we're going to post the good, the bad, and the ugly. I would say
Moving
this
on to
is
number
good, ugly.
16 now.
It's,
It's a
you
par
know,
four,
we have nobody
414
competing against us.
yards.
We
And
shot.
Frank, what are we looking
I'm
at
proud
here?
of the
It's another
59,
hole
but it's
that'll
also
favour
at
a nice sort
a
of high
59 at
draw
a
off
time
the
when
tee.
nobody's
It'll set up
competing,
that second
nobody's
shot to a
dropping
green
low
that,
scores.
it's got several
Or if
different
they
levels
did
on
drop
it.
low scores, they were terrible the first 2 rounds. The people that were really good in the first 2 rounds were terrible in round 3. So I would say this is
That one
ugly,
gonna
but good
split
ugly,
the
which I
middle.
guess
Maybe get a little
is not a
rollout
bad
as
thing.
well.
We've definitely had the bad
Good,
ugly,
solid tee shot.
that being at the French
from right
French
around the
Championship,
middle of
that
the
being
fairway,
at
this is
Torrey
second.
Pines. I'm very interested to see Torrey Pines the next time we head there. Obviously, we were a fresh golfer. We were rated like 70 overall, very different from where we are now. But that course is just so bloody hard, man. Like, I've done course reviews there for this channel, and god dang, it's so difficult.
Good shot. Safely
I
on
think
the
that
green for
might
birdie
be,
chance.
again, I haven't played some of the courses because I wanted to experience them in the career mode. So things like, you know, the U.S. Open at, or really any of the championship courses for the playoffs as well.
It is in for a
But
birdie.
something about
And after
Torrey
missing the
Pines
cut
in this
in
game
last
is just,
week's
I mean, in
event,
real life too, but
what a
in this game
turnaround.
is just,
He tries to finish
it's my
off a victory
nemesis,
here.
man. I don't know what it is. I just suck at that
374
course.
yards, and Frank, players might be licking their chops here.
They certainly.
All right,
would,
let's try and
Brad.
finish
Bunkers
strong.
left and right, but they can be carried with an aggressive
31
tee
under
shot.
par.
It'll set up just a
Pretty
short iron into a
mediocre
green
round
that
compared to
pitches
the
towards you.
12 under we
Maybe
shot
just a little bit
yesterday,
underneath the flag with a second
but
shot.
not
And
focusing that much.
really a
Don't need
chance
to.
to,
Just
have a
having fun
fast
with it at
finish.
this point. Get on out of here
Showing
with
no signs of
our
a
fake
let-up here.
Canadian
This tournament
championship.
seemingly under control, as that's in the fairway here at 17.
I think that's the part that's disappointing for me is, like, don't get me wrong, there's not a lot of Canadian tournaments, period, and that's fine. But the RBC Canadian Open is such a massive PGA event now. Like,
that's
you
a bit
get
of a head turner,
everybody
really. That
going
was
to
a
this
green
tournament now.
light
Like,
situation
it's
from that
all the
distance,
RBC tournaments
and,
are
far from
prize,
the
bigger
best
prize
shot I've
pools
seen
now
today.
because of the whole tournament with the PGA. That tournament is so fun to go to and so fun to watch, and it's becoming one of the most popular on that PGA Tour.
Yes,
The fact that they didn't
good
even get
putting
that
here
in there
for
and they
the
kind of
round.
made up this
Birdies at
Alberta
16
Open.
and
I don't get me
17.
wrong, Banff Springs
And
is
this is
beautiful,
turning
but
into
it is
an
not a
absolute
championship
runaway at the
caliber
top of the
course. It's just not.
leaderboard.
It's easy.
Well, here we are at the final hole.
It's a little
here at Banff
disappointing that they
Springs,
don't have
578
something else
yard par
to
five, and Frank a chance
like
to
this gives you
finish
the Canada
round with
feel,
a
but it
flourish.
doesn't give
If
you
you're
like
one of the
a
fortunate to hit this
pride in
fairway,
any
it's
way
very
of winning
reachable,
it. Like
but, well
I'm about
protected
to
by
win
bunkers
this,
left,
but I'm about to
right,
win it by
central
like
bunkers as
12
well.
strokes, and it
You
just
really
doesn't
have to be aware
feel.
of two things,
I don't know. It
the
doesn't
wind
feel
direction
overly
and
great.
exactly how far you can
Again,
carry
that and the
tee shot
Florida
if you wanna
Classic are
find
both
this
kind of
fairway.
like. I wouldn't really count them as true PGA Tour
Yeah,
wins.
that's a nice swing.
Obviously, they're going to show up on our wins column,
set
but
up just fine.
I think going forward, we're going to skip a lot of those. We are now a well solidified golfer. We're playing for majors at this point. We're playing for the FedEx Cup. We don't need to fill our schedule with bogus tournaments that are just going to be very easy. But nonetheless, I'm still proud to be playing out here. That was my ultimate goal, was to play one tournament.
But Frank couldn't
Play
get it
one
to stop.
tournament before the U.S.
too
Open.
good,
Play it in
too
my
long,
home
sadly.
nation. Obviously, I'm not from Alberta, but it is the only Canadian stop. We are going to hopefully tap that in for a birdie and finish a ridiculous week of golf
Chance now.
and hoist
Another
our
birdie.
4th or 5th tournament now. Second unofficial
You betcha.
PGA Tour win.
Birdies at 16,
33 under
17,
par.
and
Another
18 to
sensational
wrap
round.
things up.
7 under par. There's some
Just
big
a
scores
marvelous
today.
performance,
It's just
Frank.
that third
Look,
round where
I know
people
you
just go to
love
sleep,
EA
and it just
Sports,
doesn't
you
make
play all
sense
the
to me.
games. You might win Madden
But
football.
I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. Like
By
I said,
double
it
digits,
definitely
right?
was
It is
one of those runaway
football.
tournaments.
But
Don't hate me.
golf,
We're
double
working
digit
through it.
victories?
We'll get our victory.
That's rare.
We'll
That
be
doesn't
happy
happen a
about
whole
it. We'll
lot.
make some extra
You're
money.
right. It
We'll
looked
go
like
up.
we were playing
We'll
Madden,
keep our
right?
FedEx standing point streak alive. And we are going to head to the very, very difficult country club in Brookline for the U.S. Open. As you can see here, let's just have a peek. So Justin Lower is currently 3 under, and right away, this is a perfect way to end that video. The Alberta Open is not a true championship anyway. It's not a true championship course. The second you come to the country club for the U.S. Open, look at this page here. First round is 8 to 12 mile per hour winds. First round immediately shows everything tournament conditions. Everything is long, everything's tournament, everything's dangerous. This is what I'm talking about, and this is going to be fun. But that's it for this video. You're going to have to wait for the next one. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know anything we talked about today. Let me know about, where you're golfing. I'll look up all your home courses where you guys are planning on golfing this year. Let me know what you guys think of the idea of just skipping those fake tournaments. And let me know if you guys are ready for this US Open, because it's going to be an absolute grind fest. But thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Again, it's fun to post all these videos. And we're getting through the season. We got about 10 weeks left. We got about 6-7 weeks left before the FedEx Cup playoffs. It's all going to come down to that. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you so much. Catch you in the next one. Bye.